All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we are going to be in the 147-pound division and the 135-pound division at the same time, where there's a lot of talk going on about what Gervonta Davis and Terence Crawford should do next, seeing as they were both in the first two consecutive $20 million gates in Las Vegas. And since people like a lot of money, they say, why not do it again? Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we are going to be in the 147-pound division and the 135-pound division, but this time it is going to be in the Dreamland division because there's a lot of people out there that are doing just that. However, money talks, BS walks, so who knows, maybe. Now, before I get into the subject matter, which addresses Terence Bud Crawford and Gervonta Tank Davis meeting for a mega fight, which would, if it could be made, be the biggest fight in boxing. And that is without a doubt the truth. But before I get into that though, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you are a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you so much. Really, it does make a difference. You all are the ones that are important to this channel. And I just want to tell you that. Thank you again to everybody that supports the channel, and the super thanks, or people that regularly watch these videos. You are the reason that this channel has been able to be successful. So thank you very much. All you guys jumping into that comment section to troll and do all that good stuff, man. Hey, man, have fun. Thank you for showing up too. Just make sure you hit the dislike button on the way out the door. But let's get to this. I'm sorry, I got to throw that out there because, you know, a lot of people like misery, not only to hear about it, but to spread it themselves. It's an unfortunate part of human nature, but like, you know, it is what it is. There will be, wherever there is sunshine, there will be shadows if there's something standing there in it. But let's get into this because there's a very bright side to what's going on in boxing, which is that we are getting great fights. Great fights, what I do believe, honest outcomes, and big events that keep boxing at the forefront of people's minds, boxing fans' minds. And the fight that took place this year have taken place that have been just really, really exceptional. One was the Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia fight. And the second was the ERROL Spence Jr. versus Terence Crawford fight. And the two of these guys met, four of them all met, fights that wound up in knockouts. One knockout was very dramatic in a one-sided fight. The other one was not quite as one-sided with Ryan Garcia and Gervonta. But I mean, no, it was really one-sided with that as well. It was just that Ryan just stayed on that knee, and ERROL Spence Jr. didn't stay on his knee. He kept getting up, kept fighting back. And so got to take my hats off to all those guys that got in the ring. So now people are saying, hey, what's the biggest fight in boxing? Well, it is Terence Crawford and Gervonta Davis now. Many people are saying they don't see a purpose or don't want the ERROL Spence Jr. rematch with Terence Crawford. I find that mighty funny because every time somebody gets in the ring, a boxing ring, there's really, really serious risk of something happening to you. So while that fight may be where you think, okay, man, you know, you just need to tuck it up. Don't do that anymore. That's enough. Don't do it. That can happen in any fight that you're in. ERROL Spence Jr. could fight, Terence Crawford could fight Keith Thurman and get hit the wrong way. And wind up being in a very bad situation. Now the likelihood is not as high, obviously, as for obvious reasons than the other scenario, but still is there. And if you're going to pay to see a man get in there and put himself at risk one time, and that man can get that type of money, bro, him going in there again to get that type of money again, and if, say, something was going on in his camp that he knows about, that you may not know about, he gets to take that in consideration when you may not. But that said, Gervonta Tank Davis and Terence Crawford would be a gigantic fight, but would never happen for several reasons. Number one, those guys are nowhere near the same size as each other. Terence Crawford started his boxing career at 130. Actually, he started at 140, moved down to 135, and then got up to 147. Gervonta Tank Davis started his career at 126, went to 135, went to 130, went to 135, went to 140, back to 130, back to 135. Gervonta Davis tops out at 140 pounds. Gervonta Davis may be 5'6". Terence Crawford is like 5'8", with a much longer reach than Gervonta Davis, and the size differential is just too severe for people to talk about that fight being made. Also, there's another problem. Terence Crawford, if the negotiations with ERROL Spence Jr. say anything whatsoever, that fight will never get done, because the A side between Gervonta Davis and Terence Bud Crawford is Gervonta, and it is Gervonta by a long shot, because Gervonta was the A side of that $20 million fight, that $2 million gate, a $20 million gate, and Crawford, while a significant portion of that was also the B side on the fight, was the B side on the fight that he had. Terence Crawford himself, separate of ERROL Spence Jr., has never done anything like the numbers that Gervonta Davis has done. And to boot, it looks like Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia may have actually done more pay-per-views than ERROL Spence and Terence Crawford. So if Terence Crawford insists on being the A side because he has all the accolades, which he most definitely does, you're going to run into a negotiation where that's not going to work with Gervonta Davis, because Gervonta is going to say, dude, look, man, I'll do a $5 million gate without you. I can go find somebody else and wait it out. May fight, who knows, Devin Haney. If Devin Haney can go up to 140 and come back, hey, who knows, man, what that type of fight will do. And that dude is much more close to my own size, right? He could also say, look, hey, man, Monster Inoue, come on to New York. I'll fight Monster Inoue in New York if he's ready to go, but he got to move right up. He can do that. Hey, Monster, I'll fight you at 135 pounds. Come on. Right? And that's the number two pound for pound guy in the world, with a bunch of people that think highly of him, even though a lot of people don't know, but they'll sell that one. And there you go. Boom. That man has got a fight that is much bigger than any fight Terence has, with the exception of the rematch with ERROL Spence Jr. But he's not getting the Jermell Charlo fight. Jermell Charlo is a pipe dream. He's already up there at one. He's already going to fight Canelo. So that's a pipe dream there. Anybody saying he's looking for Canelo, nah, what's he gonna do at 154? Fight Tim Tszyu? You can fight Tim Tszyu. And that's it. You can go fight Erickson Lubin. Go fight, see if, Sebastian Fundora can get it right. Something like that. Or you can stay at 147, you fight Jaron, and that's not the easiest thing on the planet, bro. You know what I mean? That's not the easiest fight in the world. Big fight, you know what I mean? So, and the fact that he had all that negotiation and holding off and doing all that stuff with ERROL, and I don't care what you say, he was holding off on ERROL. He went to go fight somebody else. The fact that he won the fight doesn't change what he did. You know, it may get rid of some ideas that people had about why he did what he did, but he still did what he did. There's no reason to believe that ERROL was the reason that the fight held up, because he obviously didn't fight anybody else. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. That fight will never happen. Really not worth talking about. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.